to stray our audience away from all these terrible woke books, White Fragility. I'm sure there's a load of others out there which are just not worth reading. What would you recommend to our audience for some books which are worth their time?
Yeah, I read a lot of those sort of white fragility books in order that other people don't have to. By the way, she that great fraudster, Robin DiAngelo, she sold very well. I don't know if people actually have read her, partly because she's sort of unreadable. One of the things I try to do always, the Madness of Crowds, as in other books, is to make sure that I make often fairly complex things actually simpler than they are. I mean, as in, you sum them up. I try to sum things up and make them clearer, not simpler, clearer, I'd say. A really bad writer like Robin DiAngelo takes incredibly simple ideas and makes them sound wildly complex. It's a very bad trait. It's a rubbish trait if you're a writer. But yes, so I try to explain these things so that people can find their way through with a minimum loss of time. I don't want people to have to spend their lives reading this crap. I don't have to spend any time reading it. And so one of the things I try to do is to give people the tool to make sure they don't have to do that. They know the arguments against it, clear it away as the flotsam that it is, and move on with your life and achieve what you can achieve. There are other books now that are trying to explain some of the same thing. There's a very detailed, very good, slightly denser than mine book that came out recently that I reviewed in the Times, called Cynical Theories by James Lindsay and Helen Pluckford. I much recommend that for anyone who wants to get more into the weeds of the total craziness that is going on in academia. As you know, I mean, I try to do everything from academia to pop culture, much more, and explain how this has all gone so wrong and how we can make it right. Cynical Theories goes more into the academic area. I'm looking forward to reading Gadstan's new book. He's promised to send it to me. And there are a number of other books. There is a backlash. That's the good news. There is a backlash going on in the world of books, in the world of ideas, in the world of articles, and much more. And I'm very confident. I've always had this belief that it doesn't matter if you have 99 lies, if you've got one truth. And people, if they can see through the lies they're being told, if they can be assisted through the lies, will be able to get to not just the truth about this deeply cynical game that our era is playing, but onto, as I say, the things which we should be doing. And there is a growing library of books that people can go to. Obviously, I would particularly urge them to read The Madness of Crowds, but that's probably just a personal preference of my own.
We will